the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. I've been waiting on the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. On the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. I've been waiting on the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. On the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. I've been waiting on the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to tdphinstalk, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. Y'all wake up, man. All y'all sleepy heads. Look at y'all. It ain't nothing but almost midnight. Come on now. Y'all wake up. I got some questions to answer. From earlier today, I took some questions from you all, and I told y'all I'll be back live tonight to answer these questions. So that's pretty much what I'm about to do now. Y'all hit that like button on your way in the building. Let your friends and family members know about the channel. I just got off. Salute to you, Miss Relentless. Hope you had a good day at work. Hey, you can hang out with me for a little bit before you get you some rest, you know. Let me see. Let me close this. I'm lagging. Something wrong with my system. I feel like I'm lagging real bad right now. Yeah. Second, let me make sure I got my stuff right on here. All right. Got it. All right. All right. Anyway, let's go ahead and dive into it real quick. And I want to answer the 10, 11 questions that we talked about earlier. answer these, and then we can get us some rest for the night. But let's get through these. My brother in the building said midnight oil with TD. What up, Bree? Love you, man. Yeah, I guess so. We're gonna get in on these questions. I'm gonna answer them and we're gonna get out. How you feel about Jalen Milroe? I don't feel. I don't feel about Jalen Milroe. Nothing at all. I have no thoughts of Jalen Milroe. Never thought about him, never considered him. I ain't got nothing for you there. All right, so what I do got for you is some answers, though. Question number 1. Jackson Dart at number 13 or the second round? Jackson Dart at number 13, no. Because right now I don't see Jackson Dart as a franchise quarterback. So I would not select him at 13. I would go, Malachi Starks or one of the best players available. Now, when you talk about the second round, that's a different story. If Jackson Dart is there at 48 or wherever we draft, if he falls that low, Miami be crazy not to take a swing. You never know. This guy could be the one that saves you. This guy might be the one that saves your job. Mike McDaniel and Chris Greer. Because if Tua get hurt, you going to Zach, and you better hope you rehab him good enough. And if not, you better have a backup plan, and Jackson Dart might be able to be that guy. So, if he was available in the second round at our pick, I wouldn't mind going after Jackson Dart. I wouldn't at all. Y'all got to understand, if we're going to be honest, I don't have much optimism about this season for the Dolphins. We do this every year. We try to put the scraps together and try to say, oh, let's see what we can do. Maybe we do something special. Man, I'm over it. I'm over it. Give me some new false hope. This is more of the same. Just keep on putting the same boo-boo, different restroom. That's all it's been. Okay? So give me something that I could actually legitimately get excited about maybe. This ain't it. This ain't it. Shout out to Osama Two Fly. Appreciate the donation. Who would you draft or consider for Tua's replacement supporting victory? Man, if Cam Ward or Shadur there, that's it. Everybody else, if they're available in a later round, I'll take a swing. I'll take a swing on I'll take a swing on Jackson Dart second round. First round, I don't know if I can. Not unless you're really desperate. Okay. All right. So, question number 2: do we trust Greer to get the draft right? Absolutely not. Why would we? You can hope he does, but you can't trust that he'll get it right. That's highly unlikely. That's just a reality. I mean, yeah, he might hit the first round pick because it's a first round pick. If he's lucky, he'll hit a second. But we done seen him miss on first rounders and miss on seconds. So no, I ain't got no faith that he'll get the draft right. And even if he did get the first and second round picks right, we need a third and a fourth right. in the ass Greer to get all 4 of them right. Stop it. Stop. Okay? It's not happening. It would be a miracle. So anything possible, but man, it's highly unlikely. Okay? Next question. Why the Georgia safety, I guess you're talking about Malachi Starks, over Carolina safety, and I'm assuming you're talking about Nick Amanwari. Nick is a complete safety. So I'm not knocking. I just like Malachi Starks because I like safeties that are great run tacklers. Malachi Starks is that. Nick is as well, but not like Malachi Starks, in my opinion. So I love safety like Ramsey. Ramsey will get down and tackle a run. You remember Byron Jones used to avoid contact, but he was a good cover corner. See, Nick Amawara, he a good cover corner. But I'm sorry, I like Malachi Starks in the trenches. And when I say the trenches, when they stretch in that run, he gonna shed his block and go make a tackle. My opinion. I mean, you can't go wrong either way, but I like those type of safeties better. I like those. Now, Malachi Starks isn't as great in coverage, but he's good in coverage, but he's not as great as Nick Omari in coverage. He's a better zone fit. I'll say that in coverage than Nick. But yeah, man, that's why I like Malachi Starks over Nick. But again, you can't, if you whatever one you pick, you can't go wrong. I just like the type of safety that loves making those tackles, from the running backs and stuff like that, run defense. So, and that's what Malachi Starks brings to the table. All right. Next question. How many starters do we expect to draft? One. I expect Rear to get one starter right. Now, you're going to have 2 or 3 of them on the field. That don't mean you got it right. So, yeah, you might have 3 starters, but that don't mean all 3 of them going to be on the field playing well. So, yeah, that's where I'm at with that. That's where I'm at with that. Next question. Should we trade Tyreek after draft for picks? Based off of how we've done in free agency so far, I still need to see the draft, but I wouldn't be opposed to trading Tyreek to get the best assets that I possibly can for next year, in which you may need all the assets you can to get you a franchise quarterback. At this point, I'm not opposed to trading Tyreek Hill. I think, again, I think I've seen enough to know what's about to happen this year. It's still a long off season. Moves can be made. Things can be done. But I think I've seen enough to know what's going to happen. And if my assumption serves me correct, yeah, I would trade Tyreek Hill. I would go ahead and get the best assets that I can now. But that ain't going to happen. Because this is their last will and testament. This is their last hope. So, no. And shout out to Tyreek. I think he just had his 13th baby. 5th or 6th in the last 365 days. However that happened. Congratulations. All right. Next question. If Sanders falls to 13, do you think we take him? Absolutely not. Now, would I take him? I'd be running the fastest 40 time to the podium. But no, they ain't gonna take him. Don't even bring that up. That'll piss me off. I can see it now. I'm sitting here draft night. I'm here with y'all. I'm watching the screen, and I'm like, oh my God, Shador failed us! Oh my God, Shador failed us! With the 13th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Miami Dolphins select Malachi Starks. I'm breaking everything in here. All of it must go. Everything must go. I'm breaking it all. Oh, my gosh. And, I like Malachi Starks. I want him at 13, but Shador on the board, and Greer would pass. Oh, that would be the worst feeling ever. Like, you could think that it couldn't get any worse. Right there, that would get worse. Matter of fact, it'll probably be even worse than that. We probably won't even draft Malachi Starks. Shador has fallen, and the Dolphins are on the clock. Could they be looking for Tua's replacement? Oh, we got a trade. Oh, the Dolphins move out of that spot and let whoever move up. Like, that's Chris Greer. We'll do something so stupid. So, yeah, if he falls to 13, do you think we take him? Absolutely not. And somebody need to, oh my gosh, that'll be the most hurt. I don't even know why you asked that question. That's a hurtful question. That's a hate question. Because it don't make me feel good to even answer it. Oh, I hate that question. All right, on to the next one. What to do with Ramsey after this season? You evaluate the roster and you make a financial decision. Is it financially beneficial for us to keep him on the roster? It's that simple. And at that point, you may trade him if he still has value, or he's up as a potential cut candidate or post June 1st, because by then everything may be blown up. Everything may be blown up at that point. So I don't know. It all depends on the season. All right. Next question. If Miami finishes last, who gets fired first? I think if we were to finish last, then we would know mid-season our fate, and therefore Mike McDaniel would get fired right away. And Chris Greer, I'm telling y'all, man, it's some weird stuff going on in Miami. I'm starting to feel like even if Mike McDaniel got fired at the end of the season, Chris Greer would probably continue on. They'd be like, we like Chris Greer as a general manager. We tried to build something that didn't work, but we're going to give it another shot. I wouldn't be surprised. Okay? Like, I'm telling y'all, I wouldn't be surprised if Greer survived. I told y'all, I keep telling y'all, every chance I get, I tell y'all, the man's ability to survive is impeccable. It's impeccable. It's unmatched. Undefeated. You better ask Brian Flores. It is undefeated. All right. Next question. Xavier Howard on Brian Flores. Man, y'all heard Xavier Howard on that podcast. He said his favorite coach pretty much was Brian Flores. He was tough on everybody, but it's what you need. We grown men playing a violent sport. Man, Xavier Howard done told y'all. I said, oh, they ain't going to like this one. They ain't going to like this one. He basically laid it out there, man. Brian Flores style, he felt like when he first came in, he was like doing it the Belichick way, but he had one doing it, so you had to respect it. And as time went on, he was getting better and better. Started smiling, having fun with the players. So based off of what Xavier Howard said, Brian Flores was actually getting better at being more friendly with people. But hey, he still had that quarterback he hated. He still had two. Oh my gosh, he couldn't shake the Tua bug, man. That was the one thing that Flores couldn't be nice to, was Tua. I gotta get this kid out of here. He gonna get me fired. Well, Flores, he got you fired anyway. Okay, he got you fired anyway. So yeah, man. X told y'all the best coach that he had was actually Brian Flores. He appreciated his coaching style, and it held everybody accountable. Everybody was held accountable. And in today's NFL, it's too many crybabies when somebody want to hold you accountable, when somebody want to get the most out of you, when somebody want to actually, maximize your potential. And now everybody want to cry. You can't talk to people that way. Anyway, but yeah, go check out that interview, Xavier Howard recently. He told you about his experience in Miami. It don't sound like what all these other people saying. Because you know something? I heard Jerome Baker talk about Flo, and it wasn't bad at all. He said it was fair. He was tough and fair. I done heard X talk about him now. Everybody that I heard talk about Flo in Miami was just fine. But I want y'all to think about where y'all keep getting all the slander with Flo from. From certain media members that literally have admitted and continue to spew propaganda for the team sometimes. Literally. But all these players, with the exception of Tua and, his buddies, were just fine under Flo, actually raving reviews. So I'm just saying. All right. Next one, Tom Brady's interview while Tua was at the club, man. I'm not going to go too deep into it. I was going to play the clip and stuff, but listen, man, Tom Brady basically said what he always say. He bred, slept, woke up, and football. When he wasn't at practice, he was at home watching film. The man said why he beat Kansas City every time is because he knew Kansas City's defense better than their defense knew their defense. I want y'all to think about that. Tom Brady said he knew Kansas City's defense better than Kansas City knew their own defense. He knew what every player's tendencies was, every little twitch from every player. When that player leans that way or put his foot in front, he knows every little quirk that they do, every player. Man, y'all telling me to play it up. Gotta get the people what they want, man. Gotta get y'all what y'all want. Let me pull it up, man. Let me pull it up. Being a student of the game, man, instead of being at the club. Let's see here. Yeah, bear with me. I'll find it. Let me see. It's coming up, my computer. I don't know why it's going a little slow on me tonight. Should have restarted it. All right. Here it is. Let me. All right, here we go. I got it up. Let me share my screen. Also share tab audio. Okay. All right, let's do it.
Last Super Bowl I was a part of, I was 2 weeks of watching film. Friday night, I was just going through the film more. I knew Kansas City's defense better than they knew themselves. I knew their body movements, the way their linebackers moved, the way their safeties moved. Tyrann Mathieu, Nick Sorensen, Shavarius Ward. I knew everything they were doing. I got out there on the field. I looked up as I was walking the line of scrimmage, I said, okay, they're blitzing. And then I was dealing with it right away. I walked up, I said, okay, they're going to bail to cover two. Ball snap, cover two. And I knew I had the answers to the test. That's where I was great. That's where my magic superpower was. It wasn't how fast I could run. It was how fast I could diagnose what they were doing. What's the special quality? What's the internet speed of me as a quarterback? Fast as I was Starlink before Starlink. Now other guys, if it's a slow processing speed, well, he's going to get you. And the reality is I could figure out what they were doing before they did it because that's how I learned to play the game. And that's how I believe most quarterbacks should play the game. Unfortunately, as we've talked about, most quarterbacks aren't playing the game like that anymore. They're fast when they get out of the pocket, when they have to make decisions. But I didn't snap the ball unless I knew what they were doing. and if my guys are going to be open. The one benefit you have as a quarterback, before you snap the ball, you know where everybody on your team is running. If you have 5 eligibles out in the route, I know where all 5 are going. If I look at the defense and I say, none of my guys are going to be open based on this coverage, we didn't design the play for this coverage, I don't need to snap the ball. I can run something different. I can check to a run. I can check to a screen. I can signal a receiver and change a route. And then I would just change the route to a route that I thought would be open. I'd catch the ball, I'd throw it, and it'd be a 15-yard gain. Everyone would be like, God, it looks so easy. And I'm like, well, yeah, it's easy because you're not paying attention to the right thing.
Right.
What's going on in here is what my superpower was. That was Peyton Manning's superpower. That was Drew Brees' superpower. Those were the guys that I tried to be like. That's what we did a great job of. So that part of the game is what I am really fascinated by. And when I see players play like that, those are the guys that I think have the most upside.
Man. I've been saying this for years. See, who been around here talking about superpower? What is your superpower? You know how you heard Tua always talk about, sometimes I would go to the line and I know nobody's open, but I would just run the play. Instead of changing it into something or switching up a route. What's your superpower? If you don't have the mobility like Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Drew Brees, if you don't have that mobility, you're required to have a superpower. And it's not accuracy because a lot more quarterbacks are accurate. Y'all act like Tua the only one that has a stamp of accuracy. There are a lot of accurate quarterbacks. And as a matter of fact, we always talk about how accurate Tua is. He's not even one of the most accurate in the NFL. What is your superpower? That's what it comes down to. And people say things like this, man, why y'all always messing with Tua? Because he's enjoying his offseason? Dang, the man can't go have fun at the club and enjoy one night? I actually agree. Everybody should be able to have fun, but when you still got a lot of flaws in your craft, it's just one of them things where you want your guy to be studying up. You want your guys to be studying tape on Buffalo, New England, and the Jets. At least the teams you're going to be playing twice a year. You want them studied up and prepared, knowing all the nuances and how they like to do this and do that. That's what you want. But everybody should be allowed to take some time and enjoy their off season. I get it. And I actually agree with you, but there's levels to this. There are different type of quarterbacks. Tom Brady made it clear that in his entire career, it was all about football. Whether it was in season, off season, it didn't matter. It was all about football. And it kind of hurt his personal life in some aspects if you followed his situation. But that's what it was about. That was his first love, football. And you can't ask every player to make football their first love. But as a fan, God dog you wish you did have a player that felt that way. That's the reality. That's the cold, hard reality. You wish you did. because those players, they get the job done. These quarterbacks are not studied up like that anymore. And we make excuses for them doing basic stuff. And I'm get so sick and tired of people like Tua's like Drew Brees. No, he's not. Stop the cap. Because Drew Brees had this superpower. Tua doesn't. Tua doesn't. And I'm glad you asked that question, I am him. Let me read this so I can address it. I am him said, you comparing Brady to Tua? Compare Brady to all the other quarterbacks. What have they won? Lamar and his superpowers has 3 playoff wins in 7 years. First of all, 3 more than Tua. 3 more than Tua in 5 years. Second off, you know what you're going to get with Lamar Jackson. Nobody says that you have to win a Super Bowl every year. You just want your quarterback playing on the highest level in the middle and the end of January. Everybody can't win. I get that. And comparing Brady to Tua, I compare Brady to Tua because this conversation is about the superpower. Tua's like Brady in the sense that he's not mobile. And whether y'all believe it or not, Brady didn't even have the greatest of arm strength. Deep downfield. But Brady did have arm strength in the short and intermediate, and he can make every throw inside and outside the numbers. But I don't compare Josh Allen, Lamar, Mahomes, Hurts, Daniels to Brady because they're mobile quarterbacks. Different style quarterbacks. Did you not just listen to Brady when he just said, I don't have the mobility, the superpower. So my superpower was my brain. So I'm not going to compare those mobile quarterbacks because they're not required to have that superpower because they already have one. Now, if they did have the cerebralness of Brady, they would be unstoppable. But they don't. But that's what you have to have when you don't have the mobility. You have to have the cerebral part of the game. And how do you have the cerebral part of the game is by taking every minute of availability to study it, become a student of it, to know the answers to the test. So no, I'm not going to compare what has everybody else done. At least they're competing at the highest level in the middle and the end of January. I want a quarterback who gives me a chance to win a Super Bowl. Tua don't even give you a chance. You don't even have to win it. But I want to feel like I have a chance to win it. I don't feel that with Tua Tagovailoa. So hopefully that answers your question. That's why you compare Tua and Brady. That's why you compare the two. But the sad thing is, Brady still had more than Tua because Brady could throw outside the numbers. Tua's still at a disadvantage because he can't. Not on a consistent basis at a high level. And I already know people that say things like, who's to say Tua can't get better at the cerebral part and improve? You know what? Maybe he can. Maybe he can. But you know what? All I got right now to go off of is that Wonderlic. That's all I got until he showed me otherwise. All I have right now until he shows me otherwise is that Wonderlic. That's it. That's all I got. Y'all wonder why they don't share the Wonderlic anymore. You remember when they stopped sharing it? Right on cue. Right on cue. Tua has no line. You think Tom Brady always had an offensive line? Tom Brady went several years without having a great O-line. As a matter of fact, I went and did the research during Tom Brady's career. There was a point where 10 years in a row, they were the team that spent the least amount of money on the offensive line. The Patriots would go years spending less than $20 million on the entire O-line. One of the lowest in the NFL. They didn't believe in paying O-linemen. Every time they get an O-lineman, they develop them, and next thing you know, when it's time for them to get paid, they just draft another one and sit behind the starter for a year and, hey, go get your money in free agency. Next guy up, whether they were good or not. But the funny thing about it is people don't realize that Tom Brady didn't have great O-lines all the time. He just automatically knew all the time when you were blitzing, when you weren't, when to get the ball out quick, where the pressure's coming from. He knew. Like, as a quarterback, you can help your O-line look better. And that's what Tom Brady did. He also helped his O-line look better. People underestimate stuff like that. They think the O-line just has to be great on its own. No, there is a such thing as your quarterback making the O-line look better. There is a such thing. Someone said Tua had too much motion. Tua, in my opinion, don't know how to get the guys in and out of the huddle quick enough so that the motion don't matter. I do respect and understand what you are saying with too much motion, though, because it's what's required for this offense, though, for it to function to get the ball out quick. It leaves an element of hesitation by the defense to where you can hit those quick pockets. And it's required in this offense. You take, and that's another thing. Have y'all not noticed that we use less motion than we used to? Like some of y'all don't realize that. The last year and a half, we have actually cut back on the motions drastically. We used to run a motion on like 80-90% of all the pass plays. Now, I promise you, we only run a motion like 30-40% of the time. You want to know the main reason why? One of the main reasons we don't run the motion as much is because of that very reason, a part of it. We don't command the offense to get in and out of the huddle quick enough. Then on top of it, if we do want to start to leave Tua time to switch things up, but here's the problem. That's why the offense sucked. That's why it sucked even more. Like our offense has been getting progressively worse. And a lot of y'all don't and this is why we don't recognize it as Dolphin fans. Because we're so enamored and stuck in our delusion based off of what we do against bad teams. We, for some reason, Dolphin fans, for the most part, we think what we do to one team is equal to any team. That's a problem we have when we evaluate the Dolphins. We think that what we do to one team is of equal value to another. And what do I mean by that? Let's take name one of the worst teams in the NFL that we played last year, and we beat them. Just name one of them. I don't even remember. Name one of the worst teams we played last year, and we beat them. Give me one, somebody. Raiders, right? If we played, I don't even remember if we played them or not, but Raiders, right? We'll beat the Raiders, and we will look at that win at the same level that we look at a loss to Buffalo. We'll say, man, we beat the Raiders and we look good. He needs to open up the offense like he did versus the Raiders. That's what goes on in our head. McDaniel can call the same plays versus the Raiders that he called versus the Bills, or just say another good team. He can call the same play versus the Raiders that he calls versus the Chiefs. It worked to perfection versus the Raiders, and nothing works versus the Chiefs. And for some reason, Dolphin fans think that is different play calling. Man, he got to call plays better. He need to open it up like the Raiders game. Are you not watching this game? These are the same plays that we ran versus the Raiders. This is just the Chiefs. The saddest revelation I got with the Miami Dolphins, and many of y'all are going to disagree with this. I'm going to let you know ahead of time. You're going to disagree with what I'm about to say. But the biggest revelation that I got about our beloved Miami Dolphins is that any success we have is not dictated by us. The success we have has been dictated on what the other team has or has not done to us. If they want to come out there and be stupid and run a stupid defense, knowing exactly how they can stop us, but they run the same cover two shell, leaving the quick slant open all day. Thank you, Raiders. Thank you, Jags. Thank you, Patriots. Thank you, who all bad teams. And then we go up against a good team, and they scheme specifically to what we do well, and we all just dumbfounded, like, man, and we always blaming the wrong reason. McDaniel needs to do better. Why can't he just do like he did in the other game? He is. Can't believe y'all don't see it. He's doing exactly what he was doing in that game where we blow the team out. This is just the Chiefs. This is Baltimore. This is Buffalo. They not trying to hear that. They not playing those games with you. They're not trash to where they're just going to play this base defense and let you eat us up over. Like, have y'all ever watched some of these games where we blow teams out in the last 3 years and guys are like so wide open? Y'all rave about that. It's just bad coverage. It's like our offense is never taking anything. And when I say taking anything, I mean, man, that's tight coverage, but look at how we dogged them on that. That's a tough, but look how we got it. Man, that was a perfect throw in tight coverage. Oh, that was a great catch with a defender over him. That was a this and that. We don't have none of that. And some of y'all will say, yeah, but ain't the goal to make it easy? I agree, but we're never prepared when it's hard. We're never prepared when it's hard. That's when the 50-50 and we drop it, or the tight coverage, we couldn't get it. Or we're never prepared when it gets hard. We don't know how to play in tough, hard situations. We only know how to play when everything is perfect and the defense is trash against us and we just got open guys and we just having fun. It's easy. But we don't know how to play versus real resistance. Mano y mano. I'm going to punch you, you punch me. We only know how to play against inferior teams that can't punch us because the talent doesn't match up. But every time we get up, we line up against a team where the talent match and, hey, let's punch each other, we cower. We cower every time. And that's the problem. This is why I never got all excited and all worked up whenever we were taking off and scoring 70 points against Denver and all that. And listen, man, yeah, I already know. I know I got some haters. I already know I got haters that hate my takes and they come over here just to try to their very best to debunk them all day. But can I ask you a question? Why is it that every year when I'm having these conversations and I tell you it's going to be more of the same, that it is? Why is it that it seems like what I tell you ahead of time always come to fruition even though you dogged it relentlessly? Why is that? Like some of y'all hate just to hate. Please don't hate me just to hate me. Please don't. It's unnecessary. I'm just talking about what I'm seeing with the team. And it's a reality that we got to be honest about. Because, and man, when I first started this channel, man, it's all about, man, I just want us to win. I want to be this positive Dolphin fan that just want his team to win. And let's build a community. Let's have some fun. And let's enjoy our team. But then when you start to realize, man, they've been lying to us for the longest and they really not trying to win. They're like pride has run through the Miami Dolphins organization. And when I say pride has run through the organization, I'm talking about pride in their decision making. They don't want to admit when they're wrong, so they double and triple and quadruple down on their decisions to try to prove that they were right, but we just keep being more and more wrong. More and more wrong. It sucks. We all just want to win. We all want to be there in January competing at the highest level and enjoying it like many fan bases can. Dolphin fans can never enjoy a freaking middle and end of January. We got to watch everybody else and how they handle it. We got to watch everybody else and how they handle success. And we got to sit back and talk about them and who going to win and when we ain't even got a shot. I ain't gonna lie, man. This is ridiculous. I want you to think about the last 5 years. All of us, ain't not a single one of us exempt. Now, some of y'all may have thought it was gonna be more the same, but at least there was an undertone hope. All right, man, we're gonna do this the right way. We're gonna rebuild. We're gonna build through the draft. We cleaning the house. Man, we got Ryan Fitzpatrick and a whole bunch of no names. We getting rid of people. We about to have every player from scratch. We building this thing, and we going to build it patiently in the right way. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember all of that? Beautiful, too. It just sounds so beautiful. Sounds so beautiful. And where did we get off track? I'll tell you where we got off track. And believe it or not, I know a lot of y'all gonna disagree. We didn't get off track when we drafted Tua. It wasn't a problem that we drafted Tua. That's not where we got off track. We got off track when we wouldn't recognize that he ain't the guy to help you win a Super Bowl. That's when we got off track. Everybody's going to make mistakes. Every GM's going to make some bad decisions. But when you do, you need to pivot off of them. And we won't do it because of pride. We won't do it because of pride. And all of these fans, podcasters, writers, they still holding out hope themselves because they rolled so hard for this and they believed in this. They believed it was going to work. And here we are today. It ain't working one iota, and they still holding out hope. They're going to ride this ship all the way to the dirtiest of dirts, like the deepest depths of the earth. They're going to ride this out. Because of pride. It's so funny. I used to be the TD's a Tua hater. But I've been right all this time. And I kept telling y'all, I'm not hating on the kid. This is just what I see. I've been right all this time. Tua is good enough not to be good enough. And that's what we're going to have to live with. That's what we're going to have to live with. And I'm going to tell y'all now, there is a world where we live with it even longer past this year. A lot of people walking around here, this is the last year, man. There is a world where it continues past this year, even if it's more of the same. Even if it's more of the same. That's our reality. CB83 said, TD, you weren't right. You even said yourself, you didn't think Tua would play this well. You're correct, CB. I didn't think Tua would play this well. But where I was right and what I'm talking about right now, he's not a franchise quarterback that'll help us win a Super Bowl. He's still only good enough not to be good enough. I've been right about that the entire time. Is he better than I thought? Yes, but that doesn't change the conclusion that he still ain't good enough. If you need a guy that's an 8 out of 10, and I thought he was a 6 out of 10, but he ended up being a 7 out of 10, that still make me right. He's not the guy. Now you capping, CB, Talk about, but you said he's a franchise quarterback. When I said that, when did I ever say that? When did TD ever say he was a franchise quarterback? Now that's cap. That's cap. Beyond cap. You ain't gonna put that lie on me. Hey, I ain't gonna lie, that was borderline offensive. Oh, that was borderline offensive for you to say I ever said that. Oh, man. That's cappity cap. TD ain't say that. Man. Somebody said that was disrespectful. Exactly. Hey, I thought we were cool, CB. You just gonna disrespect me like that? Oh, man. You said Tua was a franchise quarterback. Oh, don't ever disrespect me. When Tua was balling, you said he's a franchise QB, TD. Stop that mess, man. It's CB out of all people. If you don't know when I'm trolling, stop. If I ever said that, I was clearly trolling. Oh, my gosh. You better not be talking about the Baltimore game. Oh, man. Listen. And CB, stop, man. You know it's so easy to troll when it comes to Tua. He do one little thing good, especially against a bad team. You going to kill, oh, Tua the guy. He's it. Come on, man. We know better than that. We know better. But yeah, I'm just I'm just at a point at this point in time where I'm kind of numb to it all. I never thought that would ever happen either. I would become numb to the Miami Dolphins because I know what it's going to end up being. But what's even more funny is why y'all don't hold some of these other people accountable like y'all try to hold me accountable. Can somebody answer that? Why y'all don't hold some of these other people accountable like y'all try to hold me accountable? You know, when you show up in my comment section all day, talk about, you know, you don't know what you're talking about. You know, he's going to prove it this year. You'll see. Harassing me all day. Why y'all can't go to none of these other comment sections and tell them you were wrong? You were wrong. You were clearly wrong. Why y'all can't do that? Y'all can keep coming back to me. He gonna prove you wrong this time for the 468th time. This time he gonna prove you wrong, TD. Kills me, man. Why y'all don't hold these other people accountable like y'all mess with me, man? The ones that lied to you. Why y'all don't never call them out? The ones that lie to you all day. Tell you the team better than they are. And then when they wrong at the end of the season, they got a nice fresh excuse for you. Well, we didn't know this was going to happen. And y'all just accept it. Why y'all don't ever mess with them, but y'all mess with me all day, every day? And some of y'all in the chat right now, you know who I'm talking about. Some of y'all that's sitting right here in this chat right now. Y'all are harassing me all day, every day about how I'm going to be proven wrong and I don't know what I'm talking about. But then when it's all said and done and TD was right yet again, why y'all don't keep that same energy with other people? Them people that lie to y'all and y'all eat it up. I really want to know. I really want to know. Some of you don't learn your lessons. Some of you I done seen here for 3-4 years have been telling me how wrong I'm gonna be. Well, you tell me I'm wrong and that it's going to be proven that I'm wrong. And here we are 4-5 years later. And at what point do you say, you know what? You're right, bro. I'm over it now. And then go harass some people that been lying to you and telling you everything that's been feeding you to mess with me. Can't do that, huh? All right, man. Shout out to the homie Susu Boki with the donation. Said, I believe this should be fraud to his last year to prove his worth. Yes, I did consider myself a Tuanon, but he hasn't proven it. He didn't deserve the freaking extension, and this year I'm done. You know, I love comments like this. I want to break it down real quick. I believe this should be fraud to his last year to prove his worth. I don't. He should have been gone. But I get it. Hey, you got another chance. Prove it. I did consider myself a Tuanon. But he hasn't proved it. He didn't deserve the extension, and this year I'm done. You're not a Tuanon. A Tuanon will never be done. And that's one of the craziest parts about it. When people say Tuanon, a Tuanon will never be done with him. So it sounds like you're a Dolphin fan, which I rock with. It sounds like you're actually a Dolphins fan that believed in him, which is perfect. That's how it's supposed to be. Sounds like you're a Dolphins fan that believed in him and realized that he ain't proved nothing and you're done. You're a Dolphins fan. You were never a Tuanon. And that's where all the division in the fan base came, because the Tuanons did all they could to make real Dolphin fans feel like people who don't support Tua were hating on him. No, you're not a Tuanon. A Tuanon is someone that cares about Tua more than the team. If Tua got traded today, they following Tua, not the Dolphins. That's a Tuanon. They don't care about the success of the team. They just care about him looking good, even if we fail. If the Dolphins lose, as long as he didn't look bad, it's okay. Those are Tuanons. Those are Tuanons. You're not a Tuanon, bro. Sound like you care about the Dolphins. Why does it tell me that? Because you're able to get off of it, get off the train. Tuanons can't get off the train. They just want him to succeed. They don't care how it is, where it is. As long as he's on the field playing Sunday, they just want to see him. Y'all think it's coincidence that when Tua get hurt and miss games, the stadium ain't full, everybody that does what I do, the streams aren't loaded and all of that stuff? Y'all think that's just a coincidence? I mean, I still have a big following, but it ain't the same for everybody. You think that's a coincidence? No, because some people only cared about Tua being on the field, not the Miami Dolphins. You know those people that say, y'all don't deserve Tua. What do you mean, y'all? Y'all don't deserve Tua. I hope he does go to another team. Y'all don't deserve what y'all have. That tells you all you need to know. So salute to you. Dolphin fan. We appreciate you. Thanks, TD. Need to ease my blood pressure because I want him gone as soon as possible. If not this year, I'm tired of losing. I want a dang playoff win in my lifetime. Well, let me give you some advice, too. He's obviously going to be QB1 this year. So I understand wanting him gone as soon as possible. I'm still hoping we have a great year. I'm still hoping that, he shocks me. I'm still hoping that, oh my gosh, where did this come from? I'm still hopeful. I'm still hopeful. Shock me, blow me away. Like, wow, this is different. It's a whole new level. Like, I mean, I don't know what to say. I'm just like, I'm not even giving up on Tua. I just don't believe in him, but I hope every week that when we get on that field that he absolutely balls out. Anybody who's been rocking with me on this channel for a long time, you cannot say every Sunday when I hit that live button right before the game that I'm not saying it's Tua time. You cannot say I'm not right in his corner, supporting him, hoping that he gives us the game of a lifetime. Because I'm a Dolphin fan. I do support him when he's on that field. I just hate that every time we play a good team by the third quarter, I'm yelling at them and every Sunday. And those who recognizing that in the chat right now, I appreciate y'all. Because as these fake Dolphin fans slander my name to try to make me less than a real fan, I just keep it pushing forward. But I have always supported Tua on Sundays, but that doesn't change my opinion of him. It does not change my opinion of him as a player. And I've always been willing to change my opinion of him as a player, but he's the one that has to change the narrative. Why is it that every time Tua gets an opportunity to change the narrative, he reinforces the bad one? I mean, have y'all ever sat back and counted how many opportunities Tua's had in the big moment? All right, this is the game right here. This is the game where you can show everybody that you're worthy. Do y'all know how many times he's had that situation? And what's happened every single time? We're going to ignore that? TD Dudley do wrong is in the chat. Oh, Doug in here? Let's see. What Doug doing up late at night, man? Doug out here creeping 1 in the morning. Oh, there you go. What up? What up? What up? You said, my man, what's up, bud? I miss you, bud. Yeah, man. Listen. Hey, well, we got something cooking. We're going to keep that on the wraps. We got something cooking. We're going to see how that goes. Look at that. What up, Jack? Oh, look at Doug out here creeping 1 in the morning, man. Go to bed, Doug. Go to bed, man. You got to get some rest, man. You got to get some rest. Hey, listen, man. Yeah, I got to hit you up, Doug. I want to see if you free tomorrow. Because me and Tua, we going to the club. We wanted to see if you want to come. We want to see if you want to come with us, Doug. You know, we ain't got time to be studying no film like Tom Brady. We up in the club, Doug. You coming with us? You coming with? Oh man. Hey, And by the way, let me say something about that, man. Real talk, even though I say, hey, man, I want my quarterback to be studying up and all that. The reality is, like, y'all know I'm going to take advantage of it just to troll that whole club thing. But the reality is, man, people are going to take some time off and enjoy their off season and do things with their family and stuff like that. I always look at those stories and kind of laugh, but it's just like Tua's also an easy target. So you can be like, you know, it's easy to be like, oh, look at him. He out here doing this and not working on his craft. He's an easy target like that. He's an easy target. David asked TD if I am. Let me see. What does David talk about? LMAO depends. I put the little one down at 8. That's what's up. He said David, yep, and he folds like a accordion. Who folds like an accordion? I don't know what y'all talking about. Dudley Do Wrong is a Tuanon. David asked TD if I am. Dudley Do Wrong being a Tuanon. I just explained what Tuaneers and Tuanon is. If Tua's gone tomorrow, Doug will still be a Dolphin fan. So that doesn't meet the criteria whatsoever. Because he may defend Tua, he may believe in Tua, he may still hold out hope for Tua, which is different from me. But that don't make him a Tuaneer or a Tuanon. Actually, I've been worrying about my brother safety lately. You know, he been actually a little bit too vocal on, oh, well, you know, Tua doesn't do this well. Hey, Doug, you better calm down before they come get you. You better calm down before they come get you, man. I've been actually worried about Doug lately, man. Hey, man. You better calm down, Doug. They don't play. You've been taking too many risks lately. Hey, you've been taking a little bit too many risks lately. Oh, man. The truth shall not be spoken. Oh, man. Listen, I'm getting it from both sides now. Yeah, man. And you know the funny part about it is Doug has always held out hope for Tua. Just like I told y'all, I technically do. I'm just more vocal that I don't believe he ever will. But Doug has always held out hope for Tua. But as Tua keeps having big moments and keeps failing in them, when individuals like Doug call it out, they get mad at him too. They get mad at him too. That's why I'm trying to tell y'all there are specific people that are Tuaneers that they only care about the Tua. They don't care about the team to the point to where you can't even be critical of Tua. And that's where the problem lies. That's a problem. So yeah, he ain't going anywhere. Doug was hilarious when the Titans beat y'all 2 seasons ago. Oh, yeah, that shocked me, but it's something about them Titans, and I'm gonna tell you now, this year is something. Why is it? Have y'all noticed something with me? And I thought about this earlier today. Every year, I say, it's something about this team right here that I'm worried about this year. And it'd be a bad team. And they beat us every time. Every year, it's like when I look at our schedule, I say, see, this is the type of team right here. Now they can mess you up. They can, get one on you every year. And it's always been the Titans for the most part for us. It's always been the Titans. So yeah. Y'all give me a second real quick. The wife calling. I think I'm over my allotted time. Yeah, pretty much. Hold on. Hello? Yeah. How long are you gonna be up? Mm-hmm. All right, cool. I ain't gonna be too much longer, but I'm gonna be a little bit more. All right, love you. Is she asleep? Okay. All right. All right. Bye bye. Mm-hmm. All right. I got some more time. All right. I don't even remember what we were talking about. I don't even remember what we were talking about just now. What we were talking about, y'all. I don't remember. All right. Who has the DC in the Titans game? Who was the DC in the Titans game? I don't remember. Man, listen. Y'all be making me think too much. Tua was the DC. How about that? Everything wrong is Tua. Oh, man. Boy, they be mad at me. They be mad. All right, let me put this over here. All right, cool. All right, any last questions, y'all? Because I'm not gonna be on here too much longer. I think I've already ran an hour and 15 minutes answering y'all questions, hanging out tonight. I'm past my curfew. All right. Tua almost got us to the playoffs. Key word, almost. Almost. Almost, almost, almost. The words we live by, almost. Is that what we're doing? Playing the almost game now. All right. TD, you think Diggs is a good pickup for the Pats? Yeah, I do. Because they may not in the first round. I think they're gonna get that left tackle. The Patriots go get the best left tackle in the draft. But in the second round, which there's a lot of talent at receiver in this draft, I think they're going to get a receiver in the second round, but Diggs is going to be a nice number 2. You add Mac Hollins as the number 3, so you get a second round wide receiver, because I'm telling you, they're going to get a good receiver. The receivers are plentiful in this draft, and good ones. So they're going to get a second round receiver, first round left tackle. They're going to have Diggs as the number 2. I think they're going to end up signing them. And then they're going to have Mac Hollins as their number 3. You have Hooper at the tight end, Drake May. They got a running game. The O-line, when they get to rookie left tackle, is going to be pretty dope. But the Patriots defense is going to be nasty, in my opinion. I always trust Vrabel to build a great defense. This year, we got to worry about the Patriots. That's a major, they're a concern this year for me. They can easily be a team that doesn't make the playoffs, but they beat some good teams, and you're like, ooh, they coming along. And we could end up being one of them. So I would not sleep on the Patriots this year. First year coach, but Aaron Glenn is a good coach. He's going to clock out a few wins that's going to make people say, man, look at the Patriots. He's going to clock out a few. So be ready for that. It's going to be interesting. TD, have you heard all the talk saying the Dolphins always take the best player available in the draft? When was this? Do you recall that ever? Pre-Greer? No, that's unequivocally false. Not in the recent history. That's definitely untrue in recent history. But what I will tell you is Mike McDaniel has been true to his word, man. When that man said, I'll draft the edge, a pass rusher every year if I can, he's been spot on with that. He got Chubb last year. The time before that, he traded assets away. Not Chubb. He got Chop last year. Before that, he traded assets away for Chubb. I remember they got Phillips. Well, that was before, but still, they really would take an edge every year. They've been invested in that position heavily in the last several years. They put an emphasis on that. So, but as far as best player available, maybe later in the draft, but not in the first round. Not in the first round. It has not been best player available in the first round. At all. At all. Chop wasn't the best player available at his pick. Who was our first round pick last year? Did we have one? Not last year, the year before. Anybody want to help me out with that? Because I don't remember. Who was our first round pick? The year before Chop. Did we have one? Somebody help me out because I'm running a blank. Come on, y'all Dolphin scholars. Sometimes y'all got to help me. Before last year, the year before, who was our first round pick? No first round pick. Figured. Was that the one we gave away in the Chubb trade? Cam Smith was like, oh, well, hold on. And Cam Smith on the second, Hill and Chubb trade. That's what I figured. Chubb was a part of that edge. Chop, Chubb. And Cam Smith was second round. Screw all that. And we failed in that. So 3 years ago, what was our first round pick? So we got Chop. Then we got the Chubb trade with Cam Smith after that. Then 3 years ago, who was our first round pick? It wasn't Phillips, because Phillips already completed 3 years ago. That means Phillips was 4 years ago. So who was it before that? It couldn't have been Phillips. Yeah, it wasn't Phillips. So that was probably the Tyreek trade. We didn't have one, huh? It was probably the Tyreek trade or whatever. Okay. 4 years ago was Phillips. Edge. So you see what's happening here? In the last 4 years, Chubb, Chop, Phillips. Chubb, Chop, Phillips. And one of them we lost because of the Brady situation. Yeah. So we've gotten an edge almost every year. We've gotten one almost every year. And before Phillips, who was before Phillips? What was before the Phillips one? Before Phillips was the Waddle one, right? Was that the Waddle one? It wasn't Tua. Tua already completed 5 years. So it was the Waddle. It was the Waddle draft. And then was the Tua, Austin Jackson, Noah Igbenogany. Oh my gosh, man. I'm getting a bad revelation right now. Tua, Jackson, Noah, Waddle, Phillips, Chop. Oh, Waddle was the same draft as Phillips? Is that true, y'all? We had 2 first-round picks that year. Yeah, you're right. And Javon Holland was at 36. You're right. You're right. Yeah. Have y'all ever taken the time? Have y'all ever taken the time to stop and think about the last 6 first-round picks? Have y'all ever taken the time to think about the last 6 first-round picks that we got? And you're correct. None of them were best available. Tua, Austin Jackson, Noah Monogamy, Waddle, Phillips, Chop. But I want y'all to think about it. They're all first-round picks. Tua, I'm just going to put a question mark on that. Austin Jackson, you ain't got to agree with me, but he mid. Noah, X. Get him out of here. Waddle, number 2. I'm down on Waddle, by the way. Phillips, injuries. Chop, people, I'm gonna leave Chop alone. I wrote down underwhelming, but for some reason, let me see. I be opening up cans of worms. I be opening stuff up. What do y'all think about Chop Robinson? But before you go in the chat and answer that, can you take your Dolphin cap off when you answer it? Take off your Dolphin cap. Take off that cap that makes everybody all pro. Please. What do you think about Chop Robinson? Chop will develop. That ain't telling me what you think about him. We hope he'll develop. What do you think about Chop Robinson? For some reason, and I leave it alone, I don't never dispute it. I just leave it be. But for some reason, when people talk about Chop Robinson in our Dolphins community, they speak like he had 15 sacks. And they say, oh, he was one of the defensive rookies of the year finalists. He was first round pick. You go take, I mean, it ain't like it's a million defensive rookies that played. Somebody said good for a rookie. Good for a rookie first round pick? Is that what you believe? As a rookie first round pick, he was good? I'm not saying he wasn't. I'm just asking. I'm just trying to get a gauge on how people view Chop Robinson. Good. Based off his draft class, he's okay. He's good. Will get better. Okay. Needs to take next step. Okay. All right. I guess we're all on the same page. I just, like the way people be talking as if, man, Chop is that dude. Like, I just be like, okay. All right. I just making sure. I think we're all on the same page. As a rookie, he was good enough. He was good enough as a rookie. And we're going to bank on his upside as we continue to move forward. That's how I view it, at least. But he definitely can be better. He definitely can be better. Well, at least we can get more. We want more from him. I'll say that instead. Chop is mid, nothing special. Nah, I disagree. I think he has a really explosive get off. I just don't think he'll ever be able to shake the fact that he's undersized and he's never going to bully anybody. I don't think he's going to ever really impose his will on a tackle. I don't think he can win in the speed rush, but how often and how many times? So schematically he can be a nightmare, putting them in the right scheme. Applying pressure, sending them on stunts. But just mano tackle, edge, pass rush, if he don't beat you at that first step, it's almost rendered null and void. He's not going through nobody. That's who he is to me. Yeah. We have another one here. Susu said, also, I just want to say McNuggets needs to go with his horrendous, predictable scheme he runs every year, and Greer better not mess up in the draft or he can go as well. I'll say this about McDaniel. I used to give McDaniel excuses and be like, well, you never know. McDaniel could be better than he seemed. It's just that he's limited by Tua. But I don't know about that anymore because you should have done a whole lot more. If you were limited by Tua, you should have done more with your backups, switching things up. Nothing seemed customized for them or different that will help them and make it work. So I don't know. McDaniel, he doesn't have the greatest confidence from me. Yeah. But hey, he got this year, man. This might be McDaniel's last chance. It's pretty much gonna be his last chance. So he better figure it out this year. That's for sure. He has to figure it out this year. He can't afford to mess this up at all. Tua gonna be like Travis Hunter and play quarterback and linebacker. Tua, man, you don't want Tua tackling nobody. You don't want Tua taking no hits whatsoever. So I disagree with that. Anyway, last question for the night that y'all asked me. Let me go ahead and handle it real quick. TD, update on Tua's hip and Tyreek's hand. Tyreek's hand is what it is. He'll be all right. But I'm going to tell y'all now, I've been saying this. I keep saying this. I'm so worried about Tua's injury last year. I feel like that injury he sustained is the type of injury that you don't know what to expect. You don't know how much that injury can linger. I want y'all to go back to the injury he had. They couldn't even diagnose it. They were literally saying it's one of those weird injuries where the hip is not the same area as before, but it's just not reacting. It's not responding. He's not getting the mobility out of it that he wants. And they kept calling it a weird, it's one of those weird things. And I'm telling you now, like, you couldn't get the mobility out of it that you wanted. Are you kidding me? And when they put the injury report out, I know that hopefully it better change, but he's questionable right now. To me, here's the problem with that injury. And I could be wrong because I'm not his doctor. I don't know the ins and outs of it, but it just sounds like one of those things that can pop up at any time. He wake up on a Tuesday, ooh, my hip's stiff. I'm not getting that full mobility out of it that I want. That's wild to me. That's wild to me, man. That's wild. It's a hip pointer. And what do we need to know about a hip pointer? What do we need to know about a hip pointer? I mean, is it random? A hip pointer injury is a bruise to a iliac crest, the prominent bone at the top of the hip. It is typically caused by a direct blow to the hip, such as from a fall or a contact sport. The hip, more specifically, it is a bruise near the top curve of the bone. Severe pain. See, I don't like, they can say hip pointer all they want, but I don't know about that. Here's the symptoms to it. Severe pain, according to Tua. I don't feel any pain. I just can't get Tua literally said, I don't feel any pain. I just can't get the function that I want out of it. And tenderness in the hip area. Bruising and swelling, difficulty walking or moving the hip. That's okay. Now that matches. And weakness in the hip muscle. Rest, avoid activities that aggravate the pain. Ice packs, compression, elevation, recovery time. A few weeks. However, severe cases may take longer to recover. Okay, swelling and ability to bear weight on the affected leg. Seek medical attention immediately as it may indicate a more serious injury. Muscle to it. Prevention, wear protective gear, use caution when falling, strengthen the hip muscle through exercise. Okay, well, I'll say this. Based off of what I'm reading, all I could do is hope it's a hip pointer because it looked like, once you're healed from it, you're healed from it. Use caution when falling or landing on hip. Lord. Tua, man, can he have a healthy season this year? We shall see. We shall see. Anyway, man, I'm about to get up out of here. I want to say thank you to everybody who rocked with me tonight and hung out with me. Literally got about 342 people between YouTube and Twitter watching right now this late at night. Y'all some soldiers, man, hanging out with me this late. It was super late tonight. yeah, thank y'all. Oh, ready to get me some sleep, man. Go take me a shower and go to bed. And I will see y'all tomorrow right here on TD Fans Talk, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. If you're new to the channel, subscribe right now. Those who show me love in the Cash App, thank y'all. I continue to get, blessings here and there. And just appreciative to everybody that does. Quick shout out to David Kravitz. Just appreciate you with the love as well. And everybody who's spreading love. All right. If you want to join the membership of the channel as well, feel free to. All the green symbols. Billy Batson is a member. He's in here right now. Hit that join button in the mod squad as well. All right. If you want to also join the Patreon, stay tuned because I'm going to be firing that up soon with more content as well. Well, basically my personal life though. So take a look at that. And outside of that, love y'all. Y'all have a good night. What time is it? 1:18. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Get y'all some sleep. Fins up no matter what. See you soon. Peace. I'm out.